Thank you. Just I'm going to give you guys a bit of an introduction, and I know that not all the team's going to know this, but when I very first started my journey with P2S, I actually went on a coaching course, and the coaching course that I went on was actually with Matt. The company that I was with before, when I left for a bit, I found it so difficult to get my mindset back into doing what I needed to do. And I looked around for quite a few different coaches, and I must admit, I literally was so drawn to Matt because he's got a no-nonsense attitude. And I know that you guys, when you work with me, you know that I've got a no-nonsense attitude. So I had to find someone that could deal with me, if that made any sense. Because if not, I just wasn't going to respect them. I wasn't going to listen. And it was actually Matt that woke me up and got me going. And I'm always grateful for it. And I'm even more grateful for the fact that he said that he's going to come on and he's going to come and do training with us, because Matt's launched a business like what we're doing right now, and he's done it in the thousands. He hasn't done it in the hundreds, he's done it in the thousands. And this guy does really know his stuff. He knows his industry better than most people could possibly even know it and want to know it. So, you know, I'm very, very privileged the fact that he said that he'll come on and help us. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Matt, so you can get going. But I thought I'd just give a bit of background about you so everybody knows our connection.
Okay, awesome. No worries. Listen, Sam, I appreciate you. Thanks for the introduction. Okay, so welcome to training this evening. It looks like I'm the host, which is one of those things, right? You're in my hands now. Let's hope this guy knows what he's talking about. But anyway, guys, I just want to sort of, first and foremost, appreciate the opportunity to jump on and share training with you all. I can see some new faces, some regular faces, some people I recognize, which is fantastic. But overall, great to be trusted to come and train somebody else's team. You know, it's a great privilege, and you know, I appreciate Sam and what she does. Real quick insight to who I am. If somebody's looking at like, who the hell is this guy? Been building businesses online for 6 years. You know, created a fair level of success. You know, done pretty well. From 6 years ago, I was like one of these people that was in a mess. I'll be honest with you. Drugs, drink, all that crazy stuff, manic depression. After losing my first kid, I was in a bit of a mess, to be honest with you. And the online industry found me. And at the time, I wasn't totally open to it. I wasn't totally, let's go, let's rock and roll with this whole thing. I thought it was a scam, you know, as most people do. I just thought it was bullshit. I thought it was a pyramid scheme. I thought it was nonsense. It took me a while to get one over. And you know, from that, I went from somebody who had literally on the verge of like losing my family and probably losing my life, to the point where I could speak on stage in front of 5,000 people, launch successful businesses, became a top salesperson in over 100,000 marketers, 5 months running, and then literally got on to launch a successful coaching and consultancy business that's helping thousands of people all over the world. You know, people absolutely blow their business up like Sam has literally in a few months, which is absolutely amazing. And that's enough about me. I'm not one of these that likes to talk about myself all this evening, because this is about you and your businesses tonight. What can we do for you? How can we help you build this business? Now, the reason why I'm excited to do this live tonight is because travel is something that's very close to my heart. You know, I absolutely love this industry. I love what it stands for. As I said, I'd still be promoting it now if it wasn't a few issues that we had, but I haven't got time to run into all that this evening. And overall, travel is the one thing, in my opinion, that literally stands alone on its own in this whole industry. So if you're not excited yet about being a part of one of the biggest industries in the world, hopefully I can fire you up a bit, but in the next 30, 40 minutes, what we've got here. So initially, before we get into anything in relation to travel, one thing I do want to talk about is, listen, we've got a chat box here. I like to have people's engagements. I don't just want to sit here like a classroom environment, right? Everybody speak to, sit there and listen to me. We've got a chat box here. And I want to hear you guys, literally, do you want to build your business? Do you want to expand your business? Do you want more people coming to your team? Do you want more volume? Do you want more people, coming on board with you, seeing your vision, seeing what you do overall? And if nobody's going to say yes, then I might as well just log off and go and watch Netflix and do something else, right? So a lot of people here want to expand their teams. I can see them coming in now. People are getting fired up, which is great. Now, one of the biggest issues that we have in this industry right now is not just like travel in the industry across the board, is people, number one is they're not sharing what they do quick enough. See, the funny thing is you guys should have the confidence, because promoting a company is one thing, but promoting travel is pretty damn unique. You guys can have the confidence, like you're literally promoting probably the biggest industry in the whole of the network marketing profession. Not like just $1 billion industry, not just like $1 million industry, $1 trillion industry, like one of the biggest industries in the world. And you guys have an opportunity, a network marketing opportunity to go and build it. That shit's pretty impressive. You know, so if you're not excited about this business right now, you certainly should be. I mean, the number one posted thing on social media is travel. Everybody else is worried about, like, how do I do this selfie? How do I look good? How do I make myself look neat? How do I do this? Listen, people are doing what you guys have got to do to build your business on a daily basis, and they don't even know it. And it isn't like one of those BS, like, network marketing things where you do this anyway, and then when you join, you have to drink like 50 milkshakes a day. You know, it's nothing like that. Like, there's literally people out there that are doing this on a daily basis, just not getting paid. Especially women. We've seen women on these dick chairs with the little legs hanging out, you know, and they do these little selfies and all this sort of stuff. And people on holidays all the time. Number one posted thing on social media. Second is like food, and the third is probably Brexit at the moment. But the reality is, you guys can absolutely smash it here. Seriously. So the second thing is why not share it? See, most people, what they do is they're unsure about sharing it because they're unsure about rejection. They're unsure about being knocked back. They're unsure about people not seeing what they see. And that's an issue. Because like I said, not just think of the industry on its whole, not just travel, but the industry on its whole. This industry genuinely changes people's lives. You know, if this industry didn't find me, I would be dead, if not certainly alone by now. And I'm not just saying that, guys. It's not no BS just to sort of like make my story sound any better than it was. If anybody knew me like 7 or 8 years ago, they know full well that I'm being totally truthful here. You know, the type of guy that would go out missing for like 5 days and my family would have no idea where the hell I was. You know, and I certainly wasn't on this planet. I was physically, but not mentally. You know, I've been totally upfront with you guys. This online industry saved my life. Now, what I want to say to you is, if you guys here this evening, who believes that this business, I mean, I don't know this business inside out, but if Sam's involved, then I know it must be pretty cool. And it must be, if she's going on crazy and excited about it, then must be something good going on over here. But tell me straight, in the chat box, do you believe that this business can change people's lives? Do you believe it can give people a better standard of life? Do you believe it can help people? Do you believe that it can excite people? Do you believe it can give people a better standard of life? Now, the answer is yes, right? Now, I want to ask you a question now, okay? Question is, are you telling enough people about this industry, about this opportunity, what you have right now? So the answers might start changing right now. People say, no, maybe I'm not, maybe I'm stuck, I'm unsure, maybe I'm going to get rejected. Now, the thing is here is, if you think you've got an opportunity to change people's lives, and you've seen it change people's lives, and you've seen what it does for other people, you've seen the examples, and you've seen what could be possible, then why aren't we telling more people? Because each and every single one of us on this live this evening can do something more than we're doing right now. Hope no one answers that. Yeah, the boss is in, right? Don't worry about Sam. She's fine. She's a big pussycat, really. But seriously, like, we could all do more. Everybody on this call this evening could do more. Even if it's just one more call, even if it's just one more message, even if it's just a couple of more messages a night, everybody could tell somebody more. And if you've got an opportunity here that can change people's lives and you're not telling people, I just want to tell you guys up front, you're being selfish right now. Because if you found the key to improve people's lives, you found the key to make people's lives better, and you're keeping it to yourself, then that's freaking scary, right? You guys have got the key. You've got the key to improving people's lives. You've got the key and the opportunity to go out there and make people's lives a better place. I'm just grateful that people wasn't afraid to prospect when I was coming into this industry, because I'll be honest with you, I would have been stuck. I would have been like unsure. I would have been like, oh, I have no idea where I am right now. This opportunity found me. I had the opportunity to grow and overall, you know, change my entire life. And each and every single one of you has the ability to do that, and the ability to do it with other people's lives as well. Now, why is travel unique and why is travel special? You know, at the end of the day, if you have a look online right now, everybody is somewhere is promoting something, or it can certainly feel that way, because it's like one of those things. Once you're involved, you become more aware of it. Kind of like when you want to buy a car and you're like, I want to buy that car because nobody else has got it. And then you go outside and there's like 100 of them in your street. You know, it's kind of like that thing. When you get involved in the online industry, it seems like everybody's freaking doing what you do. And that can obviously be a problem. Now, what you've got to think to yourself is, everybody else out there seems to be promoting something else, you know, like lotions, potions, you got to drink something, you've got to do this. Funny thing is about this industry, people already want this stuff. It's the one thing that people, there isn't many products out there where people wish their lives away to do it. And what do I mean by that? I hear people all the time, you just forget being a network marketer at the moment. Go and freaking have your hair cut, because they always ask this question. Are you going on holiday this year? Yeah, I'm going away in like 5, 6 months. Are you going away? Yeah, I'm going away in 4 months. I can't freaking wait. They're wishing their lives away to go on holiday. Like literally they're like, oh, 4 months, can't wait. Don't worry about the 4 months. Forget that. Let's just like click that away. Let's go on holiday tomorrow. There isn't many opportunities out there where people will wish their lives away to go out and do more of. And the funny thing is, there isn't many opportunities. There ain't many things out there that you do it once, you want to do it more than once. You want to keep doing it over and over and over again. You know, it's one of those things. Can you ever get sick of traveling too much? Can you ever get sick of seeing places in the world? Is it going to get to the point where you're like, God, this is really freaking boring now. I'm sick of like all these 5-star holidays. I'm sick of all this fancy stuff. You know, I just want to go back to being stuck in my house and speaking to nobody. I don't think it's ever going to get to that point, right? It's that one thing that you can do until you don't get fed up. Now you have a look at what everybody else is doing out there right now. You know, weight loss, getting fit, getting healthy, drinking shakes, doing this and that. It's going to get to the point eventually where you've had enough of shit like that. You know, when you want to go and pig out on a weekend, or you're kind of bored of drinking stuff, or you're bored of the whole happy clappy, I'm going to like change my figure and all this sort of stuff. People get bored and they go through phases with stuff like that. When it comes to travel, it's the one thing that will stick throughout. You know, your goals will always change. Your body shape will change. You know, the amount of people in your family will change. Maybe you have a couple of kids. Whatever happens to you, you know, you could even change your sexuality. Not here to judge anybody. You know, it's just one of those places this day and age. Truth is, the travel is still going to stay there. It's still something that people are going to want to do, you know? So you should be excited about that. There isn't many opportunities out there that have the ability to go and, you know, reach such a mass audience, but also not be worried about what could happen, you know? And that's the funny thing here is most businesses out there rely on people's problems. You know, you need to be unhealthy, you need to be unfit, you need to be tired, you need to be upset, you need to be down. You guys have the answers to people's dreams. The issue is they just don't know how to get there yet. That's when you guys come in, because you guys give people, you know, an ordinary person who thinks I'm not good enough to go on a holiday like that. I can't afford a place like that. People like me don't go on trips like that. Each and every single one of you have the solution to one of the biggest problems in the world. Is people want to get there, they just have no idea how, and they're petrified of being able to afford it. Now you tell me, you tell me in the chat box, we got a chat box here, who honestly believes that like I want to ask you a question, who believes that they could reach out to more people, they could connect with more people, and overall, you know, how do you feel towards promoting with this other to other individuals? What is stopping you sharing this with other individuals right now? Put it in the chat box. You got any questions, or if there's anything that you're unsure on, put in the chat box. I'm here on the live. I'm going to help you out the best I can possibly be. You know, the best I possibly can. Fear of rejection, okay? What else is it that people are afraid of? Come on, let's be honest with me. Tell me the truth. I'm here to help. Bad time management. Anything else? See, the funny thing is about this whole travel opportunity and reaching out to people, it's kind of simple. It's not hard. You know, all you literally have to do, knowing what to say without scaring them off. Okay. So the funny thing is, when it comes to promoting something like travel and scaring people off and stuff like that, it's very simple to sell. All we have to do is just ask questions, and ask the right type of questions. See, the thing is, the difference between making a sale and not making a sale, and the difference between, you know, selling a product and not selling a product, there's a lot of different differentials in terms of different opportunities. There's a lot of different things that could literally contribute towards people saying no. But the main reason why people don't say no to you guys, you know, people that are giving that most people want, is most of the time lack of confidence, lack of desire. Not as much a lack of desire in going. Obviously, they want to go, just the desire in paying money out there and doing something new. And that's the biggest issue. So what the biggest thing that you're going to come up against is people saying stuff like, why should I pay money out? Can't afford it. Too much money. Too expensive. That's going to be the number one thing that you're going to come up against, because I've been there, you know, charging people a couple $100 up front to join and then so many $100 a month. I've been there, you know. My opportunity was like that. It was like just under $500 to join the top package, and it was like $150 a month to stay active. So it was like quite a higher than this. So it's a tough sale. It's hard sometimes to help you know, people to see parting with that type of money. So how do you do it? How is it that we do it? And the key is with this. This is why travel clubs stand out. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of different opportunities out there that sell travel, right? You know, you can be a travel agent. Like, cool. Let's be a travel agent. Freaking, that sounds fantastic. Why not just go and get employed as a travel agent? It's the same thing. You know, why would I want to chase people around promoting cheap travel and promoting like all this sort of stuff and being like, hey, come to me and I can search through the internet for hours and hours of an evening to find you the best deal, I would rather go and freaking get a job. It's way less stressful. I'm probably going to make more money, and I'm not going to piss everybody off. Like that's me being honest. When you have a travel club, it's different because you give people what they want. They don't want cheap holidays. They don't want a weekend in Benidorm. Listen, I love Benidorm. It's fantastic. It's amazing. But that's not what people want, is it? When you ask people, where would you want to go if money's not an option? What's the places that they list? They don't say Magaluf because it's cheap. They say, okay, I want to go to, I want to go to Goa. I want to go to Bora Bora. I want to go to Australia. I want to go to New York. I'm going to start listing all these amazing places where you could go. And that's what a travel club will give you, because it gives you the opportunity to go out there and give the ordinary person a chance to go on an extraordinary holiday. Once in a lifetime holiday, more than once. Once in a lifetime holiday, more than once a year. So what you're doing for people is almost the impossible. You know, and that's what travel clubs do. Being a travel agent or something else, like I said, there's travel opportunities everywhere. Like, okay, cool, let's be a travel agent. Let's take on all the stress of what everybody else can promote and everybody else can do. They reach out to me, I book a holiday, I forget to book little Timmy on because all the stress is on me and I'm booking 20 different holidays at once. I've just ruined somebody's freaking life, you know? I'm not being funny, I don't want that pressure. Most of you are building this business as a plan B, alongside kids, alongside something else, to eventually become a plan A. You know, you don't want that type of pressure. You know, you don't want a job to go alongside your job. This is where travel agency work, in my opinion, doesn't do the same. Promoting a travel club is totally different because you just focus on selling the club. You sell the lifestyle. You're giving people the opportunity to do it again and again and again and again and again. And they can look after themselves. They just go on, book their own trips, and guess what? You guys are picking up a residual. That's a nice life, right? Who would like a residual income? Who would like to get paid for work they've done once, over and over and over again? Let me tell you something up front. You don't get residual income as a travel agent. It's not possible because you're constantly chasing people around. Like, come on, book something, book something, book something. Here, you make the sale once and you continue to get paid again and again and again and again. As long as they're happy with the process, as long as you've got a good product, and as long as you provide a service, they're going to stay happy because they're not going to get to the point where they say, I don't want to freaking travel no more. Just not going to happen, right? So how do we come to sell this opportunity more? Questions. Questions is the key. This is why I recommend always having a chat with people. Pick up the damn phone and have a chat. Most people are afraid here. They're like, okay, if I pick up the phone, what about if I get my words wrong? What about if I do this? What about if I'm unsure what to say? Funny thing is, you just pick up the phone and have a chat, because travel is one of those things that you can bring into a conversation without feeling awkward. Like I said, you're going to go to the supermarket and speak to a stranger, and they're going to ask you anyway. Like, I get asked this regular now. Like I'm like, damn, I wish that, I was like still an opportunity, because I'll prospect the hell out of your ass right now. But they're like, listen, they're asking me like, you going on holiday, you doing this, you doing that. And like, the funny thing is, I'm not even making an effort to do this. You guys make an effort, you can push the conversation to suit. Hey, what are you doing this year? What you got planned? They're almost always going to tell you about the holiday, because the funny thing is, when somebody books a holiday, it's like they've got to brag to everybody else that they booked it. They're like, I'm going away next month. I can't wait. I'm going to New York. I'm going to this. I'm doing this. I'm not telling strangers, why are you so happy? I'm going away this month. So the thing is, it's one of those things that you haven't really got to make an effort to get into conversation. So you can afford to pick up the phone and speak to strangers. You can afford to speak to individuals. Ask the questions, what have you been up to? What's on your mind right now? What's your goals? What's your ambitions? What's the one thing you really want to do in your life? Ask these type of questions. Almost guarantee travel is going to come up there at some point. Then the questions are simple. When are you going to go? I don't know. I'd love to be able to go. I just can't afford it. What do you mean you can't afford it? That's like a big dream and you can't afford it? No, I can't afford it. Okay, what are you going to do to change that? Obviously, you don't want to get to the end of your life and miss out on that big thing. You want to go, right? Yeah, I really want to go. I just can't afford it. Okay, listen, I'll tell you something now. How about we can have a look at trying to get you there? What the hell are you talking about? Is their response very simply? They're going to be like, what the freaking hell are you on about right now? I'll say, listen, it's no big deal. I don't want to sort of pipe it up or go over the top, but I believe I can help you get to that destination where you want to go in a fraction of the cost that you're going to be paying, but also make it very realistic for you to get there sooner rather than later. Now, I'm not asking for much of your time. Give me 20, 30 minutes of your time. Let me run through some information. If you think it's nonsense, you can tell me to ride into the sunset. And if you're not interested, that's fine. But listen, let me ask you a question. In 10, 20 years' time, when you still haven't got on that holiday, you probably kick yourself and think, well, I wonder what Matt had to say. So you might as well just listen to me anyway, and then at least you can sort of sleep well at night and know you haven't missed out on any big deal. And I literally make a joke like that. I'm like, listen, it's no big deal. I don't mind. You know, I don't mind whether you have a look or you don't. But the reality is, take a look. Just because peace of mind, you don't want to be in a position in 10 years' time, you're still struggling to pay for this amazing trip you want to go on. And, you know, you could have done it 5, 6, 7 years earlier because, as you know, time is valuable. You know, see, a lot of people are trying to sell you stuff. I'm not trying to sell you anything right now. I'm just trying to make it more simple for you to do what you want to do. And more importantly, I'm giving you the option of time. See, the thing is, people want time. They want it now. They're going to go on holiday. They want to go on the holiday, but what they want is they want it now. So if we can shorten the gap between where they're at and where they could be and make it 6 months as opposed to 6 years, all of a sudden there is a pricking up because I think, damn, how is this possible? So the thing is, when you begin to get in a position where you pick up the phone and speak to people, this is why I say with travel is very visual, right? Travel is something which people will feel, people will believe. If you think of your 5 senses, touching, hearing, you know, tasting, you know, smelling, all that, touch, what have I got? Ears, hearing, sight, smelling, touching, tasting, right? I've got everything, right? God, I'm freaking terrible at, like, you know, teaching stuff that's academical. But anyway, you've got these 5 senses. Now, the 5 senses is what picks up people's information. The 5 senses is what builds the images in your mind, you know? And that's what you've got to play into your strengths when it comes to your business. Because travel, like I say, is very visual. See, the thing is, when I begin to sell a product of some sort, maybe it's weight loss or maybe it's something, I'm trying to sell them a vision of something they cannot yet see. Now, the funny thing is, when I come to promote travel and I come to talk about travel, they already know what the Eiffel Tower looks like. They already know what the freaking beach looks like. They already know it exists. They already know it's there. They already know all the fancy stuff that's going on with Australia. So when I'm painting this image, I don't need to make an effort to paint the image. I just need to make an effort to paint the image with them going there. And this is what most people make, the mistakes that most people make is because they try and sell the product. Your product does, in effect, sell itself. I mean, listen, I'm a salesperson and I hate some of these sayings that you see online, like products sell themselves, it's not sales, it's this. But when it comes to travel, it's very unique because you don't need to sell Australia. You don't need to sell Paris. It's already there. They already want to go. So the only thing that you need to do is to paint the image of putting them in Paris or putting them in Australia. So you can shift your focus slightly. Instead of trying to impress them with like all the fancy gadgets and gizmos, put them in a scenario where they can actually believe that they can get there, and more importantly, paint the image. Because when you paint the image of somebody's lifestyle and what it can look like, the desire to get there goes through the roof because people's imaginations run wild. You know, so instead of me trying to paint the image of like this fancy lifestyle and like, you know, instead of me trying to sort of like talk about the business opportunity and the savings and stuff, all that stuff's great after we've got them totally hooked. Because at the point, see, when it comes to a sale, what you want is to build an image so people want it so bad, then they feel like they can't get it or they're going to lose it, and then you bring in the opportunity as the lifeline. That's the key to making a sale. You know, so when it comes to talking about this business, talking about this opportunity, you paint the image of where they can be. You know, I want you to imagine, why does this trip mean so much to you? Why is it important? How would it affect your kids? You know, going away on this holiday, is it something you did when you was a kid? These are the type of questions where people literally, they feel them inside. Because when you start asking questions about why does it make you feel that way? Why is it important? They'll tell you stuff like, I want to be able to give the kids the life I couldn't give them. I didn't have. I want to be able to go to the places my mom and dad couldn't afford to take me. You know, that type of stuff is like a next level of desire. And once you start finding that out from people, you begin asking the right questions, it becomes very easy to sell what you do. So it's all about the questions, it's all about the listening, and it's all about painting the image. Okay, so let me give you an example. When I built my travel company a couple of years ago, we got free travel given to us, you know, for life. Company gave us £8,000 to go and spend on travel. The average cost to like Disneyland was like 600, 700 quid. So in equivalent, they gave us like 10 Disneyland trips. It's insane. You know, as a result of promoting our business, you know, building the business so quick and all that sort of stuff, we hit bonuses and all sorts of stuff, which this company, I'm aware, I've spoke to Sam, you've got very similar stuff, right? You know, the bonuses or the potential and what you guys can do, you know, free business and all that type of stuff. It's ridiculous what's possible. Now, we hit those type of ranks. Now, we went to Disneyland. And like one of the things that my parents said to me was, you know what, we'd have absolutely loved to take you there, but we just can't afford it. And I think to myself, how many people are thinking like that every single time they log onto Facebook and they see somebody on a beach with their kids, or they see somebody on a holiday, or they see somebody on a trip? How many people are going back and thinking, do you know what, I wish I could do that for my kids. I wish I could provide them that life like that. I wish I could do that for them. I wish my kids could experience stuff like that. And you know what? That feeling of like you're not doing good enough, or you could do more, or you want to do more, that's the one thing that will drive you more than anything on this planet. And they're not going to get that with any other product, any other opportunity that is out there in the network marketing industry. And I genuinely believe that, because most network marketing companies out there are vessels, right? And what I mean by that is they promote this to get the money to do the stuff that they want to do. That's just the fact. That's what most companies do. They're not doing the company because they want to do it. They're not like, oh, you know what, I just always wanted to sell products my whole entire life. They didn't grow up and feel that way. You know, they didn't like leave school and think, you know what, I just really want to sell makeup. I can't wait to sell some makeup. They don't feel like that. Do you know what I mean? They're literally, most people are just in the company because it's a vessel. Now, each and every single one of you on this call tonight have something that is very different to that. Because you've not just got the vessel, you've got the opportunity that gives everyday people a chance to go and live an extraordinary lifestyle. And that is crazy when you think about it. So if that doesn't get you fired up to leave this call this evening and go and just tell everybody that you know, I don't know what is. Because like I said, there's people out there that are going to go to sleep this evening and feel inferior, feel like they can't afford stuff like this. They can't afford to go to places you guys are going to be going over the next 12 to 18 months. They can't do this lifestyle stuff. They can't do what you guys are doing. They can't do what you are showing on a regular basis. There is people out there that are going to feel that way. And each and every single one of you have the opportunity to do that. You know, and the thing is, one of the keys to this as well is not only prospecting, reaching out. And the reason why I'm talking so much about the opportunity tonight is because I just want you to get fired up to do what it is that you need to do. And I want you guys to see just how big of an opportunity this is. See, some people are jumping and be like, okay, it's another network marketing. I mean, if this isn't your first company, you may be just jumping in and going, okay, well, so I'll get on. I'll see how it goes. I'll see what's up. You know, okay, I'll go for it. And then what? The funny thing is, like, out of every single industry, this is the one industry I'm the most passionate about, because even as a freaking customer, it changes your life. Even if you come into the business and do call, like the reality is the access to the prices you get, the access to like the database and what you do and everything that you guys have got possible, even just the community of being around a type of people that really just like, it's a different ball game altogether. You know, and I want you guys to get excited about that. I want you guys to get fired up. Now, I want to ask you guys a question. Literally, do we have any questions in this chat box right now in terms of what do you need to know from me this evening? Is it social media? Is it prospecting? Is it selling? Is it closing? Is it presenting? What's the issue that we have in our business right now? Because the thing is, I can go through training all night and I can keep going all night. But the thing is, with something like this, I want specific training for the individual. So if there's something that you're stuck on or something that you need help with, let's go through it. Yes, I could reach out to more just confidence of doing it right. See, the funny thing is with confidence is it's like, and you know what, this is like the answer that you really don't want. But like the truth is, when it comes to confidence, I wish I could give you a piece of training and I wish I could give you a piece of advice where you're all of a sudden going to go, bang, I'm confident. But the reality is, it's kind of like trying to learn how to ride a bike by reading a book. It's impossible. How do you become more confident at anything in life? Is you do more of it, you put yourself in the thick of things, and you get on with it. How do you become more confident with driving? Well, you jump in the car, you drive the car until you're confident. I mean, when my kid first came out, Mila Ray, like she was born, and I looked at this kid and I was like, wow, I love this kid, but I have no freaking idea what to do with it. I was like, I know how to change and feed it, but that's about it. I have no idea. How do you become more confident as a parent? You be a parent. You do it more. So reaching out to more people, what I would say to you is reach out, you know, grab a few people in your business that are recruiting more than you or somebody that feels more comfortable with this opportunity than you. I know Sam herself, she'll be one of these people that are up for that. You know, reach out to her, you know, pick their brains, ask them questions. How do you build this business? What have you been up to? You know, more importantly is just go out there and do the numbers, because the thing is, even if you're not that good, even if you say the wrong stuff, even if you trip over, even if you forget the words, the thing is, as long as you do enough of it and take enough action, eventually you are going going to get into a position where you will get the results. And the funny thing is, like I said, with something like this, it's all it is a case of you need to put it in front of people quicker. That's all it is, because there's already a desire for this. There's already a desire for the lifestyles. There's already a desire for people to go out there and get what it is that you're promoting. There's already attention to stuff like this. There are already people out there wishing their lives away for stuff like this. So it's not a case of, do we need to sell the opportunity? It's a case of, we need to just freaking show people the opportunity. Because the thing is, people on this planet don't even know anything like this exists. Like travel club, what the hell's a travel club? They have no idea. They don't even get it. Because I remember when I was trying to sell it, it was like, what is that, like you're selling trips? I'm not selling any trips at all. I'm selling a lifestyle change. I'm selling the opportunity for you to genuinely, in the next 12 to 18 months, change your life and live it beyond your wildest dreams. That's what I'm trying to do here. I'm not trying to sort of, convince you to do anything. Confidence of doing it right. As I said, there's got a lot of things here with confidence, right? Doing the do, which I need to do. I like that one. Doing the do, which I need to do. Consistency and confidence is a big one here. Okay, so with confidence and consistency, is confidence, like I say, will come as a result of being consistent. So how do you become more consistent? Is you wake up every single day with a plan of action. What I mean by that is, look at the next rank in your company, look at where you need to be, look at like the holiday, look at the trip, look at whatever's going to motivate you and break it down to a financial value. Okay, once you break it down to a financial value, you know how many sales that you need to make to hit that figure. So what you do is you break that down into monthly basis, on a day by day basis, and you commit to doing what you need to do on a daily basis, every single day. Even if you make a mistake, even if you get rejected all day, even if you don't close somebody in a whole week, you commit for 30 days. People ask me all the time, Matt, how many people do I need to find to get this thing? How many people do I need to do this? How many people? Well, you do enough. How many people do I need to message to recruit one person? I don't know. Depends how good you are at recruiting, but you do enough, right? I do enough. Maybe it's 100, maybe it's 1,000. I don't know for sure. But the reality is, like, what's the other option here? Each and every single one of you have joined this opportunity because you want to change your life. Otherwise, why would you take more on? You wouldn't do it. You'd be happy with your life. You'd live in your comfort zone, and then you're just like, whatever age you decide to live, that's it. And that's done, right? Each and every single one of you here because you want to change your life right now. So the thing is, what are you willing to give up, or what are you willing to sacrifice, or how much level of work are you willing to put in to get what it is that you are wanting in your life right now? So reaching out, connect with people, make a commitment on a daily basis to pick up the phone, have a chat to people, take people through the process. Like I said, don't try to sell the opportunity right now, because the opportunity is something that's not important. What is important is we make people start to daydream again. If they start to daydream, they put themselves on that beach, they put themselves at the top of the avatar, they put themselves on top of a mountain. All of a sudden now their desire is ticking. Because they want it, they just don't know how to get there. And then that's when you come in with a solution to what is a problem in their life. Okay, yes, social media. How to spark interest without coming across to network marketing. First one is how do you spark interest and how do you stand out and be different? Have a look at what everybody else is doing and do something different. Okay, and what I mean by that is travel. Just be very careful of the words that you use, okay? Things like cheap. Now, if I'm selling luxury holidays and I'm giving people an amazing life, if I hear cheap, what I think is a weekend in Blackpool. Okay, and listen, no offense to anybody if you live in Blackpool. Like I'm not here to offend you right now, but the reality is, when I hear cheap, I don't think Australia, because I think to myself, damn, Australia costs a fortune. There's no way I can afford that. Cheap, I think something else. So look at the way you put yourself across on social media. Give up on things like cheap and wholesale and stuff like that. I know it's great and it's like, wow, people are like really interested, but focus more on building the desire and building more a case of painting the image of what is possible for people. See, the thing is, you don't want cheap. You want to make, you want to make a unique promise, or you want to make a bold offer. Let me give you an example. A few years ago, a company called Domino's Pizza, right? Domino's coming into the industry, which is a very populated industry, pizza. There's like freaking 10 of them in a mile radius of where I live. Maybe that's something to do with my physical shape. But anyway, there's enough of these pizza stores everywhere, and they're available all over the place. And they came into the industry in a very popular industry, and they're like thinking, best quality. That's what every freaking company is saying out there. Everybody is making pizzas, all saying best quality. Fresh produce, everybody's saying that. Cheapest pizzas, best deals. That's what every other company is saying. So if the fact is, if you're saying like cheap this, cheap that, cheap this, you send the same as everybody else. So you got to think to yourself, how can I make a bold promise? One of the bold promises they come up with was fresh pizza to your door in half an hour, or we'll give you the pizza for free. All of a sudden, people's like, wow, they didn't care how much it cost. They didn't care how much it's, what produce it was. They didn't care about, I'm sure some people did. Most people didn't. All they cared about was the fact that you get pizza on my doorstep in 30 minutes. So think to yourself, on social media, start thinking more of, how can I promote what I do? Promote yourself as a brand, promote your service, make a different level of a promise or a different deal. Start thinking more along the lines of speaking about, where people can actually be, how people can get to a position where they can see what it is that's in your mind. Because the funny thing is, if everybody knew your opportunity, everybody knew the comp plan, everybody knew what your deals was, everybody knew what was on offer, more people would join, right? The biggest issue in network marketing is conveying your image and what you see into the minds of other individuals. So you got to think to yourself, it's not always going to be done with cheap and this and that, because people have got words that they associate with that, and they got visions that they associate with that. So you have to do something bigger and better. In terms of how do you spark interest? Ask questions, be interesting, be unique, be different, engage with other people, finding prospects on social media marketing. So the thing is, when it comes to finding more prospects, you guys have probably already got hundreds of prospects. I love this when people say to me, I need more people to prospect. Thing is, each and every single one of you have probably got hundreds or thousands of people on your wall right now that you could prospect. It's not a case if you need more prospects. You just need to change the way that you prospect. That's the biggest issue in this industry, is because most people are trying to prospect on Messenger, when the key is to making sales and closing deals is to pick up the phone, have a conversation with your clients. Have a conversation with them, and you will see what they want. You will see their desires. You will see their excitement to get involved with something like this, if you can paint the image of what's possible for them. Because at the end of the day, if you can't do that, doesn't matter how fancy your comp plan is, doesn't matter how fancy anything is, the business opportunity won't be enough to pull them over the line half as much as their desire and their pain. See, the pain is what will drive people into your company, because the pain of not getting what it is that they really want from life, and the fact is, realistically, they could lose the opportunity to go in the places that they want to go, is going to drive them a lot more than a fancy compensation plan. I'll tell you that straight. So how do you get that out from people? You have a conversation, you have a chat, you speak to people. Okay, how do you deal with the current UK uncertainty? Can we capitalize it? 100 million%. So the thing is, UK uncertainty. So the thing is, with something like this, this is one of those things where every single problem that you get in business is, you can either let it destroy your chances of building a business, or you can let it excite you. Now, what we had before in one of our previous countries that we built was a case of, I'm not quite sure if it's the same in this company, okay, but I don't know. I'm just telling you guys about it from my experience. I think this is along the lines of what I've been asked here. But in my previous company, what happened was, because our company was a mainly US company, a couple of things wasn't available in the UK. Okay, so we'd go through like a presentation, and they'd be like listing all this amazing stuff, and it'd be like, okay, that's really good, but there's a couple of things that are missing in the UK. And what some people would do is, they would be like, oh, well, that's not good, is it? And they wouldn't promote because of that. And then you had people like me that was like, that's freaking fucking awesome, because I'm going to promote because of that. So what I would do is, okay, if that's the case, if it is going to come to the UK slowly, and it is going to take time, because that's what it does in every company, is you always get the initial like boom, and then the other companies, the other countries slowly get, the things. Because at the end of the day, every country's got different laws, every country's got different standards, every country's got different like governments, and so the things hoops you have to jump through to make these things happen. It's not a case of just turning up to a country and going, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, because the country's like, well, you got no chance, So you got to think to yourself, it takes time. So how do we build a company, and how do we build a business while some of this stuff's going on? It's very simple. Is every single weakness we have, we can turn it into a strength. So rather than going into a presentation and being like, oh, I'm unsure because this is missing, or I'm stuck, say to people like, listen, I'll tell you now, a lot of the stuff that we got right now is massive in the US. Not only can you be excited about the fact that it probably will come to the UK over a period of time, but the fact of the matter is, you're sitting on social media every single night. Do you know how many people that you're probably already connected with in the US? Like, honestly, look at all this stuff that's available. You can reach out to them and show them what's on offer, and you can build your business. So rather than trying to sell the absence or get frustrated about the absence of what's not there, is change the perception of people and say, okay, but look what is there. Let's find some people from the US to get fired up. I'll tell you something, we're all from the UK. Why don't we get fired up about the opportunity, what's coming our way? Why don't we get fired up about the chance? The thing is that we've got a company that's constantly evolving, making new changes and bringing good things our way. We can be excited about that, the fact that big changes are coming, because some companies have been stuck in their ways for 30, 40 years. So we can get excited about that. We can get excited about what's coming. And more importantly, when we sit in front of our prospects, we can say to them, I'll tell you something, you know what? It's already awesome. Look at this stuff we got here. It's already freaking awesome in the UK. It's you know, there's a couple of extra things in the US, but if you know some people in the US, let's fire it over there. Let's get in front of the UK as well, because we've got a lot of momentum coming here. So I think sometimes with problems is any company, if you focus on the problems, it will stop. You're stuck. You know, you're going to struggle. But the thing is, if you focus on the good things that offers, I mean, at the end of the day, there may be a couple of things missing, but at the end, you still have like an opportunity that is very unique and very different. So we used to do the same. It was a case of, okay, a couple of things, you know, you can't quite do that. This is US only right now, but have a look at what we do have. And they start looking at the prices, they see what's on offer, and they realize the fact of the matter is they're probably wasting £100 a month on all different types of stuff when they could just be putting it into something like this. I used to call it, the company didn't like this, to be honest with you, but I used to call it like a travel saving pot. The company never used to like that phrase, because savings and finances, it was like one of those gray areas where you shouldn't really give advice on what people should do with savings and stuff like that. But I used to think to myself, I'm going to be spending like £100 a month anyway on crap. Why wouldn't I put it into a pot that I could use for my family's future? And if it pisses you off that much, go and recruit free people, and it's free anyway. Then you ain't got to worry about anything, have you? And you've got all the great things that the business can offer, and you don't have to pay for it. It's totally for free. Whilst everybody else is out there, you know, filling their boxes full of test products and samples and this and that, and they're skinting themselves out buying products that they don't even want to use or drink just to try and sell something on social media. You guys are sitting here with a free business in one of the biggest industries in the world. That's something that in theory is very easy to promote. And I'm not BSing you, I'm being honest. How to contact cold market without spamming strangers. Cold market, here's the thing. People always say to me, how do you recruit cold market? I don't. I ain't recruited cold market for years. I don't sell to cold market at all. You don't need to sell to cold market if you become extremely good at making your cold market your warm market. See, this is the thing where most people get confused. They're like, how do I sell to a stranger? Thing is, you don't really need to sell to a stranger if you're very good at making a stranger a friend. If you're very good at making a stranger a follower. If you're very good at making a stranger somebody that knows, likes, and trusts you. Because then they're no longer a stranger, and you don't need to sell to a stranger anymore. So what I would say to you is, if you're unsure about reaching out to new people, is connect with a set amount of people a day. Let's say 15, 20 for starters, or 10 people, whatever's comfortable for you. But if you've got big goals, don't go telling me 5 a day, because I will lose my mind over stuff like that. Sam knows me well. Like, if you tell me you want to be a 6-figure earner, you're messaging 5 people a day, I either want you to stop doing whatever you're doing in terms of if you are taking drugs, or I want you to do something else like that, because it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. It's like me saying, I want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime and I'm eating 5 kebabs a day. It's not going to happen, So the commitment needs to be higher. The actual action level needs to be higher. So 10, 15 people if your goals are big. If you just want to relax and earn some extra money and maybe get your membership for free and stuff like that, between 5 and 10 will do, okay? But make a commitment of connecting on a daily basis. 10, 15 messages a day. Hey, how are you? What you been up to? How's things? Make a connection. Don't put yourself under pressure to sell the business right now. Get into the habit of being consistent with people. Get into the habit of making relationships often, reaching out and connecting with people on a daily basis. At any point, honestly, guys, I'm not saying this to impress you, and it's not because I'm like a freaking Justin Bieber or anything like that, but at any point I can open my phone and there's 20, 30, 40 messages that I need to get back to. And that's a case of why, is because consistently for years, I've messaged 10, 15 people a day, even when I've been busy, even when I've been on holiday, even when I'm on my day off, even when I'm fishing or doing the stuff I love to do. It's a daily habit. It's 10, 15 people every single day. Because then the funny thing is I have this huge warm market that is never ending. How have I built that? Is because everybody is a stranger. My job is, okay, I want to become common in their life. I want to show up on a regular basis. I want to ask them how they are. I want to see what's up. I want to see what their problems are. I want to be there for them. I want to have a chat. I want to get to know you. So then at any point I can go, listen, you know what, Bianca, I know we caught up last week. I didn't have a chance to run something by you. I've been so busy. But when you said last week that, you're going away real soon, something's bugging me. I think you could have maybe paid too much, or I think I've got something here that may interest you if you do like to travel. When you're free for 20 minutes this week, let's have a chat. Let me run something by you. Who's going to say no to that? They think they've overpaid. They think they could get it cheaper. They're going to be up for it. We're like, okay, what's going on over here? Hey, Sam, listen, you know what? I didn't have a chance to mention it the other day. This is cool because if you're always messaging people, you can go back to them later on. Whereas if you're not messaging people, most people put themselves under pressure to speak about the business now. You don't need to speak about the business right now if you speak to enough people, because the timing will be right then for the individuals. You've got a lot of options. If I'm only speaking to 5 people a day, I need to pressure the business because it's 5 people a day. I'm probably only going to get 2 on a presentation. Out of them, probably 2 of them not going to turn up, and I'm going to be stuck. If I'm messaging 20 people a day, I can afford to have just 5 on a presentation, which is only like 25% of people, which means I can build a relationship with the other 75%, and I can still have a constant warm market. I can have a constant flow of leads into my business, and I can always have people looking at the opportunity on a daily basis, because I can go back to the people that I spoke to 3 days ago and use lines like, oh, by the way, and just curious. 2 lines, oh, by the way, and just curious. Oh, by the way, you know, the other day when you mentioned travel and that you really wanted to get away and, you know, all that fancy stuff and you can't wait to get away with your kids in Disneyland. Listen, I've got something I want to run by you. I think you could get to Disneyland in the next 12 months. They're going to think, what the hell are you talking about? Okay, I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds ridiculous. All I'm asking is 20 minutes of your time. Let me run something by you. Simple as that. That's when you either chat to them, maybe you got a presentation, maybe, you know, Sam or one of the leaders is doing a call, you invite them onto the call, but you have a chat with them first. It makes this business or any business very easy. I do the same thing now. The same way I promoted my travel business, I promote my coaching business, the exact same. Have a talk to people, ask them questions. I'll tell you what, based on everything that you said, I think I could get you there a lot quicker than you think, or I think I could help you out, or maybe save you some money. When you're free for a chat the next week, 20 minutes, you know, what suits you best, mornings or afternoons? Some of you guys have probably heard that fancy line, right? I can recognize some of your names. Sam's heard it. Moo's heard it. But honestly, as you can see, I live and breathe this stuff. This is what I do. But, you know, in terms of stress and promoting your opportunity, it's only as stressful as you make it. Let's go back to one of the first things I said on this call is you, each and every single one of you have the opportunity to change somebody's life. Each and every single one of you have the opportunity to give somebody something that they may not think they're worthy of, or they may not think they've got any chance of getting in their lifetime. If you keep it to yourself, you're selfish. If they ignore you, if they don't get back to you, if they call it a pyramid or a scam, that's their problem. You know, one thing I want you to write down, some will, some won't, so what? It doesn't matter if people don't see what you see, because you can sleep well at night knowing that you've done the right thing. Is because if somebody knew something that could change my life and they didn't tell me, I'd be freaking pissed off. I'd be like, why didn't you freaking tell me? You left me struggling like that and you didn't tell me something that could help me out. I'd be annoyed. You know, so think to yourself, you're doing the right thing by making opportunities, having talks to people, having a chat to people, and showing people what you do. And overall, I want to thank you all for the opportunity to be on this call this evening. I'm going to bring Sam. It's kind of pretty cool having a mute button over Sam. I'm not permanently. Look how she can unmute the stuff. I'm not happy with this. Make me a host.
Because you can't control this one. That's what I was laughing at. I don't know what button you're going to press. Just left you pressing the buttons.
I don't like not being a host. I don't like this.
Actually, one thing, I appreciate you hosting this. And whilst you've been on this, my phone has been going off. And people on this Zoom have just been complimenting everything you've been saying. Like Carol's saying, straight to the point. Yeah, Matt is very to the point. That's why I brought Matt on, because, you know, I know that a few people have been saying that they're struggling with this, and I knew that if I brought Matt on tonight with the expertise that he's got, I feel that he would put a different light on it, and he has. He's hit the nail on the head, because what I'm having done for you at the moment is I'm getting the dream vacation video done via Todd, so it's just specific to the UK. So with what Matt's saying, if we lead it that way, and the fact that we find out what their pain is, where they want to go, physically put them mentally in their own visual that they can physically see it, smell it, taste it, then we'll literally turn this around. People will be asking you to join rather than you asking them to join.
Exactly. Sure.
So, right, I think we're done, Matt. I think we've had enough of your time, and I appreciate it. I really do.
Right, cool. It's cool. Listen, I just want to say, before we get any further, this lady's awesome. Like, to see where she's come from the last couple of months and to see what she's doing. She's a fantastic leader. Honestly, you guys, I don't know everything about your opportunity, but from what she's told me and how excited she is and what you got coming up, like, honestly, you guys just put your heads down, focus on what you're doing, and run hard at this thing, because you're not going to have a better person to sort of run your business with you. And if you're stuck, you're unsure, she's going to be there for you. She's going to be doing the calls. She's going to be reaching out. You know, this is one of these individuals where these are the type of people you want to work with, right? So get around her. You know, I know this is probably going to drive her mad, but like, get on her case and say, listen, let's build this business. Let's blow this up. Let's go for it. Let's do this over the next couple of weeks, because I don't think there's anybody else, you know, anybody who I would rather have build my business than with Sam, or somebody like that, somebody who's driven, somebody who knows what they want, and somebody who's, you know, knows exactly where they're going. And honestly, guys, I always love to meet new people, and always great to meet new friends as well. So feel free to add me a friend on Facebook, introduce yourself, say hi, let me know who you are. And if you need a chat or any guidance or support or anything like that, you're stuck on anything, more than happy to help you. But between us, I'm sure we can blow up a bunch of people's businesses and really make something happen. So Sam, I just want to say I appreciate you.
Before you go, you've actually got a Facebook group, haven't you, called the Marketing Academy, and it is actually free. So if anybody wants to get in on that academy, just give me a shout and I'll drop the link directly over to you, because I am in it. And there are some really good tips and strategies to help keep motivating you as well. I mean, obviously, us, you know, we'll always help you, and the team that I work closely with, we will always help you. But there is stuff in there as well. So if you guys want that, just send me a message rather than just saying yes please on here, because I will forget. I can be like a goldfish at times. But you know, Matt, I really, really appreciate everything you've done for the team tonight. I think that you have absolutely nailed this.
No problem.
Yeah, I really, really appreciate it.
No worries.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Nick needs to shut it down because we're next recording. But thank you to everybody that's turned up tonight, and I hope you guys have had really good value from this. And I hope that this gives you more confidence to know that, you know, what we've got in front of us, you are in the best business possible. This travel club is absolutely phenomenal, and if we sell it the way that it's been explained, in fact, with the travel club, the dream vacations, there's no reason why no one's going to say no to you. You've just got to reach out to them and get speaking. So yeah, right, Nick, shut it down.